Welcome back. Today we're taking Gates for a spin again with my latest variation. So this one I'm calling Rhythm Gates. You're basically playing around with Rhythm of the Wilds, which will allow our creatures to come in uncounterable against control, as well as give them the option of Riot, which is basically to allow us to have haste. In this case here, what we're still trying to do is get out a big Colossus for 0 to 2 mana, chain a few of them together, and attack with haste right into our opponent, almost as a combo. We still have Gatekeeper Ram, which can enter as quite a large creature, usually 10/10 or bigger, Vigilance, Trample, Haste. And then we have 2 of Krasis to draw us cards and also end the games in the sky. The rest of the deck is pretty much a traditional Gates deck. We have a couple ops to smooth out earlier draws, going down to 3 Growth Spirals, 2 Banefires versus Control, and we're rocking a 4 of both Guild Summit and Gates Ablaze, and only 2 Clarions in this build. So we'll take it for a spin on the rank ladder. When I was playing offline a couple days ago, I went 7-1, only losing to a banned control deck, which I just got behind on for mana. It's got quite a bit of play just in terms of beating mono red out of nowhere. So we'll go ranked and we'll give it a couple of shots. SCG Indies going on right now. So there was 4 Gates decks that made today too. 2 of the 4-land variety, 2 Nexus-based builds. So I haven't gotten those exact lists out yet, but it'd be interesting to see how much they deviate and what option they went with. Some of them are making concessions to Archway Angel, which I find too slow. So here I like this hand. We have draw and removal with opt to help us bridge. So we'll keep. Really what you want to make sure with this deck is that you have at least a blue source and a green source in your first opening hands. This will allow you to hit Growth Spiral as well as some of the other plays. So opponent can be on a couple different things now, so we'll just hang off with the op to see if we can get any more information. Alright, looks like some sort of banned tokens list, which Gates Ablaze will come in handy. So here I'm going to take the untapped land. So we're playing 2 Breeding Pools, 1 Sacred Foundry, and then, oh, even better, we gain 3 life. And 1 Forest, just for Assassin's Trophy or Field of Ruin. Everything else is a Guildgate, and we're playing 3 Plaza of Harmonies in this particular build. We'll see if we need to hedge to go to 4 in place of the second Breeding Pool. I like getting Guild Summit out now because any residual gate allows us for draw cards, and if our opponent's not putting too much pressure on us, we'll just drop the Ram next turn. It'll be a 5/5 that can block profitably. Here we can ramp up a bit more. I actually like doing that. Gets us ahead and draws us 2 cards. We're not under a lot of pressure, opponent. So here we need white. Doesn't really matter for the other, so we'll get a Boros Guildgate. So next turn with the Guildgate dropping Colossus down to 3 mana cost, we can double creature and gum up the board. Also, when the opponent is holding up what looks to be counter spells, you want to lead off with Colossus because we can get it back off the top of our library by playing more gates. So here it looks likely a Frilled Mystic. So we'll lead off with Colossus. That resolves. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 7. Yeah, I like doing this. This might be a March of the Multitudes as well, which I'm fine with because we can still Gates Ablaze next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still clear the board. Keep our guy alive. Here we'll block just to save some life. Here we'll wipe their board. Get in for 15, and we'll get 2 more lands and draw 2 more cards. Great, so here we have the Rhythm. I'm going to hold off with the Gate in case they somehow have a way to kill this, but we can also gain 17 life next turn. And opponent calls it a quits. So even without the Rhythm, we still show how we can just deal huge chunks of damage very quickly. The deck still, even with adding Rhythms in, which are like 250 each, still relatively cheap. It's just this Hydroid Krasis that tends to be pricey. Here, we have no gates to turn this on. We have no blue source. Probably mulligan. Alright. Here, we have a couple turns trying to draw a green source. And we have Guild Summit. Ram to the bottom. Opponent also mulled to 6. Yeah, so I said the Krasis have gone about to 30. They've been all over SEG this weekend. But the rest of the decks, 50 cents, $2, 50 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents. So yeah, a lot of the deck is really cheap, even to build in paper for FNM. Opponent looks to be on some sort of mono red builds. Want to hit our land here. And skewer. Missing the line drop hurts here, because it's really 2 turns that we're missing out there. Wonder if I should have kept that other hand. We had 2 roots. Alright, so here they commit more in terms of creatures. We have Clarion to clear out the board, but it looks like they're on the more burn-heavy build with Sovereign's Bite. The Firebrand is probably just a chip in for spectacle damage. Plaza of Harmony here is great. So here we want to make sure we keep 1 untapped. So to allow us to draw a card when it enters. Draw a card, hopefully hit a green source. Another Plaza of Harmony, at least will gain us some life. Not a green source. So here I think we do want a Clarion. Our opponent's down to one card. This will also turn off Spectacle and have him to pay full price for either skewer the critics or light up the stage. Green source here is great. So 1, 2, 3, 4 gets us 2, gets it down, yeah. So we'll take a Gruul Guildgate and a Simic Guildgate. This draws us 2 cards. Growth Spiral. So we want to dodge one turn here. 3, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're dead to any burn spell. So here we'll Rhythm. Give it haste. Give it haste. So 16 our opponent here, so they either kill us or they're dead. Looks like the opponent has it. Skewer the critics. Yep. So one turn behind there. Not bad considering we were stuck on green mana. If we had it earlier, we would have come out a lot further ahead. So this hand here, this was like a red-white or green-white Guildgate we probably would keep, but with no real acceleration, these rhythms aren't going to do too much right now. We'll probably mulligan. So this hand's not too bad. We can recoup some life with the Krasis. Line to the bottom here. Looks like mono red again. I'm wondering if the best of 3 ladder, once it becomes ranked, will have as much mono red. Here, just to keep our 4 colors open. Clarion would be great if we could hit it. also want to try out that mono red Phoenix list that's been on SCG Indy. It's an 18 lander that's playing Gutter Snipe and Electrostatic Field. It was dealing like 20-25 damage a turn. So here we're falling, I think, too far behind. It's not the best play. Saves us a damage. Probably just wait. Next turn we could Krasis for 2 and then try to just gain a life, draw a card. Depending what they play though, because it'd be 3 if they have a 4 damage with a 3 mana 7, 8, 9, 10. Turns off Breeding Pool, so we're Clarion or bust. Here though, they could probably just use this mana, 2 cards in hand, they're likely to have something. Dead. Mono red really does punish you if you stumble any little bit. It just shows how important having one of the 3 mana Guild Matters cards are. Either to draw you cards or just clean up the board. Plaza of Harmony gains us some life. Gatekeeper Ram and Summit will keep. So you usually want to lead on a blue-red source or something with blue in case you draw Opt. And then try to have blue and green on the second turn for Growth Spiral. Just best of 1 is mono red all day, every day. So here, Plaza Harmony will gain us 3 life. We'll play the Guild Summit afterwards. We are missing white. This is part of the reason why I've opted to go with a couple shock lands in place of a 4th Plaza. If you don't have your colors, it kind of handcuffs you and it's not a play on 1 or 2. Alright, so here we'll gain 3 life. Opponent's not on that fast of a clock, which is nice. It's making you tap. Cinder Barons, so advantageous to us. Looks like they don't have all their duels yet, slowing them down. They shock us. So to be on turn 3 and still have 20 life is promising. Next turn we'll draw a card and play a 5/5 Ram. Theater of Horrors. So here we'll play the land, draw a card. We have Rhythm for a future play, but at this point we just want to block. Theater under Theater is fine. They lightning strike us. Interesting why they didn't choose to attack, let me block and then strike. It's fine, this isn't really advancing their board state. With the Vigilance we can still pressure them while still hanging back. So here, still think we want to draw another card. Our life total is not too bad right now. We can Krasis for 1, but I'll probably drop the Rhythm this turn. And then Krasis for 2 next turn. Gain 2, draw 2, and then gain 3 off Plaza. Sovereign's Bite. And the nice thing here is at 6, they have to attack and double spell us. Still going to the Dome. Likely Sovereign's Bite here. Yep. That's fine. So here we'll gain 3. Give it haste. And with the Colossus, we have lethal on board next turn. So with the deck, you can basically make this. So we're going to have a 3 mana 4/4 Trampler that can't be blocked by Lava Runner. I've had games where I've managed to chain 3 or 4 of these together in a row to win out of nowhere, and opponent calls it quits. Seemed like a slower version of more Rakdos space with Theater of Horrors. I think they have enough card draw with Light Up the Stage now that you just want to put as much pressure as possible. We'll give it one more, and then we'll try out the Phoenix deck. Let me know what you think in the comments. Any changes to be made? If you think that we should be going with the 4th Plaza. And if you've had any success with other variations of the deck. So here, this is a pretty nice hand. We can Guildgate on 1, Breeding Pool on 2, Growth Spiral, and get to 4 mana. We have options against slower decks that we need to Ixalan's Binding, or we can just Gates Ablaze. I was hoping to get more of a variation than just mono red. No 1-drop's nice, no shock either. They have no 2-drop either. Alright, so here, pay 2 life, Growth Spiral. We will put down Boros Guildgate here. Opponent shocks us. Three damage. It's actually nice because I want to Ixalan's Binding this because this card gives them the crazy draws. I'm actually going to Gates Ablaze here. There's too much value that card could generate. It's very easy for them to 2-spell next turn, get it at 4, add 3 more mana and just cycle through. We will take the damage here. That was a nice draw. We can apply some pressure now. Surprised, unless they're trying to make it so we have to do the risk factor. This might actually be that Phoenix deck. Skewer. So here, just get a couple more gates. If we can survive till next turn, 8, we could gain 3 life. Field, yeah, so this looks like it's the burn deck. Alright, so they didn't have the burn spell, so we survive another turn. So here I'm going to hold off the land in case you draw Plaza of Harmony. So they either kill us or they're dead. 2 shocks does it. Crash through, deals 1. Don't think they're going to have enough. Always Clarion for more life, but they can't really deal with our board. This is unblockable right now. Tormenting Voice. Still not enough. They had the Skewer. Surprised they didn't just play the Skewer. They pinged us for 1 damage. Skewer would have done 4. Misplay on their part. And opponent calls it quits. So taking down 2 mono red decks, 2 losses. But overall, you can see the range of the deck. You can play more controlling, win out of nowhere. I'm just really happy with this deck. It's a ton of fun to play and not that hard to put together. So let me know if you have any feedback, if you'd like anything else to be played in the comments below. And if you can, subscribe and like the video. Thanks a bunch. Have a good one.